Hello friends. I posted this little project on the Bible Journal Love Circle Facebook group yesterday, I believe, and a few people just wanted me to do a little tutorial to show them how to do it. I thought it was a really cute little project. There's what they look like, and I saw a YouTube video that made them into little purses, and I thought a little Bible book bag would be cute. So I'm just going to give you a quick little rundown of this project. I put two little books in there, the Bible, and this is a Bible study called Who I Am in Christ by Robin Sampson. This is her new Bible studies coming out this year, so I thought that was cute. So what we're going to need is a square piece of paper. This is just plain copy paper. It's a pink color, a light pink color, and I tea stained it. But you can really use anything. You can use scrapbook paper. You want it fairly thin, and it needs to be square. And this one is 3 3/4 inches square because that's just what I had. I think this one is 3 3/4 inch square as well, and some of these are a little bit bigger. I think these were 4 inches square. So, and you can make little itty bitty ones, whatever you want. But this is 3 3/4 inches. So what you need to do, this is origami. So you take two of the corners and meet them at the center and make a crease. Then you want this to stay straight across, and then you make a fold that is parallel to here, if that makes sense. So this line is parallel to the bottom, and then you do the other side the same way, flip it over, and you line it up. Okay, my camera just fell off the wall again. It does that periodically. I have to get a new mount. Anyways, so you take the second piece of the next wing and fold it, and so you want both of these lined up at the top and this parallel. Okay, that's the only really kind of tricky part, and it's not that hard. And then there's two little flaps here, and I take the first flap and fold it down, and then I insert it into this wing. So this wing has two pieces, and I insert it into that wing. Okay, so you insert the first flap into the first wing there, and then I fold over the back triangle, and then that one I put in the very back, so just fold it over basically on itself in the back, and then you have something that looks like that. And what you should have is a pouch, and there's also a little pouch, a little shallower pouch at the front still. So I usually just use a little bit of ink. Okay, and you don't need glue or anything. It's folded and it's together. So then what I do is I just take a little scrap of, this is some coffee or tea stained papers again as well, but you can use really anything. And I put a small paper clip on the back like that. Then I take my glue, and I put on the back, I put a good amount of glue here because we want that paper clip to stick. And then line up the top edge with that coffee dyed paper, and then just press it on for a couple of seconds. And sometimes what I do is just put my my little heavy tape thing on here just to hold it for a minute. So while that's drying for a couple of seconds, I'm just going to show you what I use to decorate that with. I always like to use a little bit of cheesecloth. I just got a big package of this at the dollar store, and I just cut off little bits of it. It just gives it a nice look. Here's a little scrap of lace that I tea stained as well. This is something I like to do just to decorate. I have this, I'm not even really sure what this is called. It makes sort of a corrugated paper. So I just take a scrap of paper, cardstock, whatever. This is a little piece of cardstock that I cut off a piece of paper that I was working with. And then you just stick it in there and you spin this, and out the other end you get this beautiful corrugated paper. So then I just usually take my ink and just ink up the ridges a little bit, so then it sticks out a little bit more. And then I'll just use a piece of that, maybe 2 little pieces of that for my decorations. I had a pack of these. I think they came initially from a dollar store. They're not the most beautiful elements, but they work for this because of the other things that are on there. So I just picked out a few of the pink butterflies from there that I liked. So we've got those, and I just have a word. This time I have rejoice, and these I just make on the computer so I can make them whatever I want them to say. Sometimes it's hard to get good Bible words, so this one says rejoice. And then a little scrap of paper. I use the same paper that I have my Bible bag made out of. This would be 3 3/4 inches as well, because it was off the end of that piece. And I think about close to an inch. Yes, it's an inch wide. So this is going to form the handle. So what I do is I fold this piece of paper in half lengthwise, open it out, and then fold each edge into the center. This doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. And then I would put some glue all the way along here and fold it up. Usually I get some on my fingers when I do this process, and just kind of make sure it's good and stuck there, and that will form our handle. And I'll probably just put a little bit of inking on that as well. There, just like that. And this should be nice and dry and stuck now, so I'll just take my scissors and I will cut this out. So just cut out following the front piece that we made. You don't want to cut the folds, but there is our paper clip on the back. And then I would just ink the back a little bit. The back doesn't show unless you take the paper clip off, but I like to have a little bit of ink like that. And then what I would do is probably put the handle on. So the tutorial that I watched, she glued the handles on. And because I kind of wanted it to be a functional, tiny book bag, I decided to staple mine on there. So this is a little bit finicky. You can do it with glue as well. So I just put it on the back. If you can see that. Just on the back edge. And I have a little tiny stapler. This is the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, but you can use another small stapler. And I just get it in there and put a staple. And that holds it really well. And then I twist it around like you would on a normal handle like that. And again, I just open it up there and I give it a little staple. And that makes our handle really nice and secure there. So that's the basic book bag. So now I'm just going to decorate it a little bit. So the first thing I'm just going to do is put a little bit of lace at the top. So I'm just going to put that here. I don't have any art glitter glue at the moment because it's very expensive in Canada. And I like the art glitter glue because it dries very quickly, but you can use anything. This is just a regular tacky glue, and I mix it with a little bit of Elmer's glue just to thin it out a little bit so it comes in there. So I'll just put that aside for a second to dry. It does take a couple more seconds to dry. And I'll just cut off a little chunk of cheesecloth here. That's all you need. We've got our 2 little pieces of corrugated cardboard. So I'll just trim those edges off on the lace there now. Okay. And then for the cheesecloth, I usually just put that on with a little bit of glue stick. So I just put a glue stick where I want that. And you kind of just sort of let it hang off the edges. It looks kind of neat like that. So kind of put it where you want it. And then I've got these little pieces of corrugated paper that just adds a little bit of interest. You don't need that. Probably I'll just use 1. I think that's enough. And then I'll glue on my word on top of the cardboard piece like that. And then I'll decide which butterfly or which butterflies I want here. I've got that one. I like those sparkly ones. And maybe that one. I could do this one this way and this one this way, something like that. I think that would look cute. So I'll just put a bit of glue on that. And press that on. And a little bit of glue on this one. And press that one on there. And these butterflies have a little bit of bling on them, so you got built-in bling as well. And that's basically our little pocket done. And then for the books, what I did is I took a piece of cardstock and I just cut it 2 inches by 1.5 inches, scored it down the middle so it folds to make a tiny little book. And then I took a piece of tea-stained paper again, exactly the same size, and put it in the middle. And then I would take my tiny stapler again and just do 2 little tiny staples along the spine like that. And there's our little book. Just crease that a little bit. And they're a little bit wonky here, but I like that. It's just gives a little bit of character. And then what I did is I just made a little, a tiny, I knew this was 1 inch by 1.5 inches, so I just made a tiny little Holy Bible cover here. And this was a picture of one of Robin's new Bible studies for this year. This one is called Hearing God. It's not the greatest image because I just took it from the ones that she posted on Facebook. But it works for this. So I just trim this off. And this one as well. So I originally saw this tutorial on Happiness in Crafting YouTube. She's got some fabulous ideas. So if you want a little bit more detail on how she did that, that would be a good place to go check. She didn't do, she did the purses like I was saying. She didn't do the Bible book bag, but she has a tutorial on how to do the purses. So then I just use my glue stick and I glue it on, and it just looks like a little tiny Bible. I think it's so cute. And here's another one. So I got, again, exactly the same thing. I've got cardstock and my coffee dyed paper, and I need a couple little staples on the spine. I think the staples just kind of give it a cute little authentic look too. And then I would glue this Bible study cover here onto the book. And just kind of line that up. And there's our second book. And then you just open up your book bag and you put in your 2 little books. And there you go. That's it. So there's our little book bag with little books in it, and it is a paper clip, so we can use it if we have a pocket or something. Here's just a little scrap of cardstock. But if we had a pocket in a journal or something, you could just paper clip this on. I'm trying to be a little bit careful because it's a little bit wet still, the glue's still a bit wet, but you just paper clip it onto there for the pocket, and I think they're really cute. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, friends.